Let's go in depth now with the chairman of the House Homeland Security Committee, the Texas Republican Congressman Mike McCaul. Congressman, thanks very much for joining us. Just quickly, have you actually watched this video, the beheading of Steven Sotloff?
Yes, I did. It's a very chilling, disturbing video, very similar to the execution of James Foley as well. The executioner appears to be the same individual that we saw in the Foley video, left-handed, British accent. But just very, again, a chilling reminder of how brutal ISIS is, how savage they are, and how intent they are on killing Americans.
The numbers we've heard, and you're the chairman of the committee, so you probably have more precise numbers. Maybe a dozen Americans have actually gone over to Syria and Iraq to join ISIS. Is that right?
No, that number is actually much larger than what you stated. I believe, based on the briefings I've received, that we were talking somewhere in the range between 100 to 200 Americans that are over in Syria and Iraq joining the fight, in addition to the tens of thousands of other foreign fighters, including a lot of Western Europeans, all of which, as you have pointed out, have Western passport and travel documents, which is why the biggest, what is the Homeland Security concern here? It's the fact that we have Americans and those with travel documents that can't come back to the United States and perpetrate an act of terrorism, and that's we're on a high state of alert right now.
Because that 100 to 200 number I had been told, but you have more precise information, includes all the various terrorist groups in Iraq and Syria, al-Nusra, not just ISIS. I had been told maybe a dozen that they know of are working with ISIS, but there are a lot more working, for example, with another terrorist group called al-Nusra.
Well, al-Nusra is the al-Qaeda, core al-Qaeda affiliate in Syria. But what we do know is there are between 100 to 200 Americans in the region. I would argue, Wolf, that we don't have precise intelligence on the ground to determine which al-Qaeda faction they're working for or fighting with. But the fact is those numbers are very alarming to me, and they should concern the American people.
And they're alarming to me as well, and there are hundreds of Europeans who are serving with ISIS, al-Nusra, some of the other terrorist groups in Iraq and Syria. They have European passports, and they could enter the United States without visas fairly easily as well. Congressman, Mr. Chairman, I want you to stand by for a moment. We have a lot more to discuss specifically about the threat to the U.S. homeland from ISIS, these other terrorist groups. We'll continue our conversation with Congressman